You are now listening to the National Show with Gangsterville and McGee. The National Show, the National Show, the National Show, no show, no show. The National Show, the National Show, the National Show, no show, no show. All right. No Nation, this is the National Show with Gangsterville and McGee. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's at National, YouTube at National. That's at NATIONOLE. Also for X, IG, and all the other links you can catch on our Linktree /National Show, NATIONOLESHOW. Also, you can go directly to the source. That's national.com, nationole.com. You can catch the latest show posted visual from YouTube. You can catch some of our nice products we got up there for sale. That nice No Nation memorabilia. Go ahead and get you something. The wintertime coming up. Got some sweaters on that thing to keep you warm and keep you representing your family. You know what I mean?
In one of our hoodies in the wild.
Say what?
I was out and about.
Yeah.
Saw somebody I know. They were rocking one of our hoodies.
Ah, nice.
They were, first off, just styling and profiling, just like looking phenomenal. This person always looks good, though. All right. So, period. All right. This person always looks good, period. End of sentence. Next sentence. This hoodie looked great on them also. And they were just raving about how comfy it was. She was like, "Here, feel it." You know, it was all soft. Like it was really, really a nice hoodie. I gotta order mine.
Nice. Yep.
Yeah,
Same.
cool. I gotta order my hoodie. That's definitely what I need. And I need to order my coffee mug and my tote bag and my T-shirt. You know what I mean? Everybody needs to get everything. We gotta keep this thing going.
Heck yeah.
Bills are beginning to come in. You know, we got to pay them. They don't just pay themselves. So everybody please order hoodies and other stuff. Yeah. What's up, bro?
What's good, man? I'm still good. I'm still great, man. You know, despite what happened this weekend, you know, I'm still good. Even in spite of that, I'm good, man. Hell.
Yeah. The Buccaneers saved it from back-to-back weekends. Both teams lose. That's always the worst for us. Thank goodness. You know, we can talk about the Bucs in a bit, but that Miami Florida State game is obviously what we're here to talk about.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you know, not to rush to the finish line in my notes or anything, but like Miami's really good at football.
Yeah.
Miami's a really good football team. They have surpassed us in the recruiting game and the team building aspects of what we're doing here, you know, and they are a very good football team. And my other thought, fucking Alabama's a good football team too. We've played two of the best football teams playing right now. So like all my negative feelings really come from that Virginia game more than the Florida State game. Like I don't like, and we've seen Mike Norvell coach teams lose multiple games in a row. And that just leaves me with discomfort in my stomach. That's a bad habit. And I don't like that we just lost two conference games in a row. That's the part that hurts, right?
Yeah, but, that's the hardest part that hurts.
Props go out to Florida. to Miami.
Yeah.
And you know what? We'll talk about Florida in a minute too. Sorry, that was an accident. But props go out to Miami. They're a really good football team, and they're the real deal. They're the real deal. Florida State fan, I don't like them. I don't like them, period. But
you got to give credit when credit is due, man.
Exactly. And I hope Bain is drafted by Tampa Bay in a couple when it goes. Man, that guy's a monster.
Yeah, I feel like that was the difference maker. That was the 2 years ago, us having Jared Verse, disrupting everything on other opponents' offense or whatever. That was the biggest change, man. I'm proud of my boys. It sucks losing 2 back-to-back division games, but you look at the Virginia game. Virginia's a way fucking better team than a lot of people give them credit for. I want to say they're ranked now.
They spent a boatload this year. This is the year.
Yeah.
This is the offseason they leaned in. You know, they had prior. They might have been waiting for an opportunity or whatever, but this was the offseason. Whatever the reason is, this was the offseason they leaned in money-wise.
Yep, but that game, offense showed up, defense didn't show up. And then you turn to the Miami game. I feel like that was more of our offense not showing up until the fourth quarter or whatever. Our defense played good. Our offense just didn't put them in good positions because those turnovers on downs, going for fourth down, a lot of that shit was coaching on offense.
Yeah, it's a lot of us not doing it on offense, but it was also us running into a great defense, right? And that
no. I'm taking nothing from Miami,
right? So I'm just saying it was a little of both. They made us look bad, and we didn't look our best.
Yeah, but also a lot of that I say comes into play calling, like those fourth downs that we went for. Some of them shits we should have punted because we went for it, gave them good positions, and then they scored right then versus punting and having them drive down the fucking field. That's all I'm saying.
You know what you get with Gus. You know what I mean? You know what you get with Gus. Right? There was a couple of times in that Virginia game where I'm like, I'm not sure if that's the right play, but it's the same thing. I mean, we love it when he's putting up 70 points, you know, and so you got to take the bad with the good. It's not even the
offensive plays, like, because I'm rolling with the offense regardless. It's just the decisions to go for it in certain times or whatever. Like, that was my biggest thing. Yeah, we should have punted. I feel like we went into panic mode when we went down early, and that kind of hurt us late. Because if we had another fucking quarter like we had the fourth quarter, who knows what the end would have turned out to be.
Right, but that fourth quarter was largely the fourth quarter it was because of the context. You know what I mean? Because Miami took their foot off the gas a touch. Not a lot, but enough that they felt, okay, we're good.
Yeah,
right?
But at the same time,
that's all it takes, right?
It was a lot of execution on our end too. People were catching the ball. Old boy was throwing and making the right decisions and shit or whatever. Because a lot would. And like I say, not to take nothing from Miami, because offense, defense, and the reason why I love this Miami team so much is because Cristobal built it from the inside. I'm a hog molly. He built it from the offensive and defensive line.
Largely because he's a fucking Miami guy.
Right.
He knows what the insides look like. Right? Like he knows what the insides feel like, right? So he's able to replicate that. Not saying that we should have hired Dion, a few years ago. No. I don't mean that.
Yeah.
But it would have been nice having Travis Hunter around.
I don't know. But I say I add something else to it. It was good having Jimbo Fisher on the sideline because it kind of pointed out the difference. And this is nothing against Mike Norvell, but when you get to those rivalry games, a lot of time, it's talent, but a lot of time it's those key freaking decisions. You know what I mean? And you saw the first time we went for fourth down, he was like, yep, early in the game, I punt the ball. Like, oh, okay, they're going for it. You know what I mean? I even think we got it that time, but it was still the mind frame for it.
There. You need like little sprinkle. Like that was just wild.
Yep.
That was wild.
Yeah, but overall, I'm proud of the loss, man.
There's a touch of hot seat now for Coach Norvell. There already was going into the season after last year, and then you got everybody's hopes up, and then those back-to-back losses. We can't drop an ACC game again this season. Like Clemson's must win, Pitt's must win, whoever else we're playing must win, right? Like it's a really there is going to be an overreaction if we do. And so there's a real hot seat thing going. And you know what? I think, I want to see, obviously, I don't want to see these guys give up or feel like the season's over. And I don't think we will, because I think Tommy Castellanos is a dog kind of a guy. You know what I mean? Like he's going to keep fighting kind of a guy. Right. So I don't see the offense, giving up, or the defense, and the defense is, I have a lot of belief and faith in. So I don't think they're going to give up. But the fact that Tommy can have one more year of eligibility if he wants to.
I didn't know that.
I think he can have one more year next year.
Sure?
I'm not sure. The answer to your question is no, but I'm like 75% that he can have one more year of eligibility next year if he wants to try to come back. And if that is the case, there's actually something to build on and something to work for. And that might be enough to keep Coach Norvell's job super safe, and not be so, hot like I'm thinking it might be. But yeah, I mean, man, if there's a way if there's something to build on, awesome. But if not, like, we have to win out. We have to win out if we have any expectations to, be invited to the playoff dance. And we can really only afford like one more, or maybe two more, if we want to live up to those expectations we kind of had going into the season that we then raised the bar on. So just to get back, I don't know, it's dangerous. I don't like losing 2 in a row, right? I don't like bad habits, and that's the last thing you want to do is it happen again, right?
Yeah, and then another thing to look at.
Dangerous. We'll talk about them later, but
yeah. It's 2 things I'm gonna pop in real quick. One, with Miami, another edge that they have on us is the continuality. Yeah, they got a couple transfers, but that team is built with a bunch of players that's been together for a while, with Beck placed in and then not the Beck aspect, having Carson Beck with that championship experience coming in or whatever, perfect to mix with that blend of talented freshmen that they have at wide receivers and stuff or whatever. And then secondly, I want to point this out, bro. This is how bad or how good their offensive line is. We got to Ty Simpson's ass first game of the year versus Alabama, right? Our defensive line was showing up, showing out. We was like, oh my God, look at them, blah, blah, blah. Alabama has been manhandling people on the offensive line all year, even
that might be the best offensive line. They might be the best offensive line in the country.
We couldn't even sack Carson Beck one time. So
now they did have, I think they had a guy or two that weren't ready to start their season yet when they played us. And yes, the Alabama team has gotten better since that week, and maybe in a large part because of that week, right? That could have been a little slap in the face, like, hey, you guys are better than this, right? And we were hoping that's what the Virginia loss was for us. But Alabama's a really good team. We are a good team. We might not be great. We might not be great, right? Miami might be a great team, right? They might be a great team. And when all's said and done, they might, who knows? This might be their year. They're definitely, Miami and Alabama right now are 1-2 in the betting odds for the national championship, for whatever that's worth, right? And we know in college football they could both lose this week, and everything changes,
it's Miami. Right? It's Miami and it's October. So
it's Alabama, and that's not Saban. So you never know what's going to happen later. Right. And Auburn's going to be ready for this year for that game, and so will everybody else on the Alabama schedule. Right? They did play. They did what we expected, right? We were right on the Alabama game last week, right? We said they were going to cover that 10.5, and they won by 16, and it was. Vandy was in it a little bit late, but I still had faith, right? I never really lost faith that we weren't going to make that. We weren't going to hit that bet. We knew Alabama was going to get their revenge from last year and do it at home. We knew that one. That was an easy one for us.
Easy.
That's just going to help them with their momentum moving forward. The other game we talked about while we're on these last week games, let's just bang them out real quick. The other game we talked about last week that you brought up was Texas at Florida. You were absolutely right. Florida was getting points. They didn't need them. They hit it on the money line. Thank you, Gangsterville. I placed that bet because you brought it up.
Word? That's what's up.
So thank you, Gangsterville. Honestly, that was enough to order my hoodie. I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to take the money I made off you and spend it on us,
Heck yeah.
So that was a good one. And, like you said, Florida's defense is full of grown-ass men. Texas is kind of reeling and susceptible. Florida players are coming off some rough few weeks. They're going to smell blood.
Texas
they're not going to throw 5 interceptions every fucking week, and that defense isn't going to be put behind the 8 ball as a result of those 5 interceptions every week. And that's really it. The Florida offense has to not make mistakes, and they can win games. They're a good team, right? Like us, they're a good team.
That game,
great,
remember I mentioned before, they got a good running back. They leaned on their running back and gave him more carries that game. And I feel like that gave that offense the stability it needed versus having a quarterback go out there throw 30+ passes a game.
You
like
can't put that much weight on him.
Yeah.
Right? Of course he's gonna fuck up. He's a kid.
Right.
And you're putting the whole everything on him. You're putting the whole season on him. He's a Heisman guy.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. Like, man, the kid's 19, 20. Like, fucking chill.
Right.
So smart move to pivot to the running attack. That's always easier for your offensive linemen that aren't, if they're not, the younger offensive line, they're always better at a running attack than a passing attack. So that makes sense. Makes sense.
Yep.
Those were the two, other than our game, those were the two big games that were sort of on our radar on last week's show. And then, what we're talking about last weekend, like I said, let's talk about the Bucs. The Bucs, that was once again right in the last minute, or in the last 2 minutes, fucking stressing the boy out,
but me all the way out.
That's a big game on the road, and I know Seattle is not great, but that's a big game on the road. That's a good field. That's a good arena. It's a great home fans, etc. So that's a big road win. And then this week they'll be home against a banged up San Francisco. So there's a spot for another win there. We could very easily go to 5-1, which is fantastic and beyond our expectations, honestly. So,
definitely looking like the upper echelon of the NFL right now. I love it.
Yeah. So speaking of the NFL, let's hop into the Pro No report real quick. Let's go by record this week. All right. So we'll start with the Jets because they're 0-5. There's two Pro No's on the Jets. Jermaine Johnson, he was out there. They lost to like I said, they're 0-5. So obviously they lost. They lost to the Miami Dolphins. Which is,
ooh. Oh,
right.
Wow.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, right?
Wow.
But our guy Jermaine Johnson got 4 tackles and a pass defense, which is awesome because the previous week he did not play. He was even questionable going into this week. So that's awesome to see him out there. Our dude Azariah Thomas, he was on field for like 49 plays on defense, like most of the defensive plays, no stats of note whatsoever.
That's good for a cornerback.
That's right. We say it every week. That's what you want to see if you're a quarterback. That means they're scared of you. The other side of the city, the New York Giants, they are 1-4, right? So they lost this weekend to New Orleans Saints. Also a bad loss. Although, shout out to Spencer Rattler. Man, the guy keeps fighting, right? The guy keeps fighting. He's out there working hard. Right? Their kicker Graham Gano's on IR. Jameis was inactive, but he was designated as the emergency quarterback if needed. So at least we know he's healthy, right? But Brian Burns, man, he's continuing to have a good season on defense. He had 3 tackles and a big tackle for loss on a running back. He's a beast, man. He's a beast. He's a real beast out there. Arizona. They lost to Tennessee. They are 2-3. That was a crazy end to a game, huh? Our dude Trey Benson's on IR. He is hoping to return week 10. And Joshua did play. He got 4 tackles, 2 sacks, and a pass defended. It was the best game of his year, and he's having a pretty good year. So they keep it up, young man. Keep it up, bro. And then Ryan Fitzgerald for the Panthers. They won this weekend. He had 2 field goals. One of them was 49 yards. So he kind of back on his ways of winning ways of earlier in the season.
Mr. Golden Boot.
Yeah, man, really. Mario Edwards Jr. for the Texans. They went out and got a big, shocking win against the Baltimore Ravens. Big one too. They really kicked the Ravens while they're down. The Ravens are pretty banged up, but still,
yeah. I
Texans,
think Lamar's is out.
Yeah, and they have there's a lot of pieces that are not out on the field that they're paying a lot of money to.
You know who their running backs coach is?
Who's their running backs coach?
The Taggart.
Is it really Willie Taggart? That's amazing. I just found out that Rodney Pete's brother is on the Buccaneers coaching staff this weekend.
Damn! Wow.
Skip Pete, Coach Skip Pete. Shout out Skip
That's
Pete,
dope.
man. All right, so the Texans, they had the win against Baltimore. Mario Edwards Jr., 2 tackles and a sack. They are 2-3 now. The Chiefs are also now 2-3. They lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's why I'm like, this might not be the year for them.
I say that every year. And at the end of the year, they're in the playoffs and on a 6-game winning streak that they then continue to win 3 or 4 more of. So
but they ain't look just ugly and lost to the Jags.
Careful with your money there, buddy. Just careful with your money, man. Careful with your money. Bet them week to week. Don't think about the futures. All right. If you feel that way, bet against them next week. But don't fade them for the some crazy shit. Don't start booking other people's Super Bowl bets.
Yeah.
Trust me, they come out of nowhere. So Derek 90, he was in on about 40% of the defensive plays. No stats of note. But I like that he's out there, man. He's not always out there. It seems to be healthy this year.
He's just stuffing the lane.
Yeah. Right. He seems to be healthy this year. So I like seeing that. The Steelers were on a bye. They're 3-1. The Commanders are 3-2. So Eddie Goldman, Commanders, big win in Los Angeles, against the Chargers this weekend. What's his name? Jaden Daniels. Looks very good coming off injury. You know what I mean? He came back looking sharp. I lost money on that one. I thought he wasn't going to be 100%. But really, the Chargers have some offensive line health issues that I should have accounted for. That was a mistake on my part. But
I would have took the Chargers in that anyway.
I know, but I shouldn't have. I should have.
Bro, it's Harbor.
It doesn't matter. I should have known that offensive line injuries are brutal in the NFL. They really cost you games. But Eddie Coleman, defensive tackle. Speaking of the Commanders, they got the W. He had 1 tackle. It's better than 0. On the Charger side, Derwin James Jr. had 3 tackles. So it's a tough. Commanders are good this year. Period. If everybody's healthy, they're solid. The other team in LA, the Rams, Braden Fisk, in 1.5 stuffs, which I like. He seems like he's back to 100. Right? He had it was like an oblique or something, or a neck or something, or a few weeks ago, and he seems like he's back to 100. He was at full speed. If he can go faster, I'd be shocked. Like he was at full speed. And then Jared Verse. 6 tackles and 2 stuffs. 2 of them really play well together. Really.
Hell yeah.
They had lost, like I said, they lost to the 49ers. On the 49ers, Tatum Bethune, he just played on special teams, but he was out there running around. And Ronaldo Green, 2 tackles and a pass defense, which is pretty cool because I think it was his neck that had him out last week. He definitely didn't play the week before, so he's coming off injury. So it's good to see him healthy. Who else is 3-2? Oh, the Patriots. The Patriots got a win, big win against Buffalo. National TV, all that. I texted you when Joshua Farmer got his fumble recovery. He got a fumble recovery and a pair of tackles on primetime TV. That was exciting. In the loss for Buffalo, that was their first loss of the season. They're 4-1 now. Keon Coleman had 4 catches for 23 yards and a touchdown. He also lost a fumble, which don't want to make that a habit. And lastly, also at 4-1, we talked about him earlier, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Just good coaching, right? Come over from Buccaneers and you bring a little something with you. Good coaching. Well, Jerrion Jones, cornerback for the Jags, had 1 tackle in the game. I watched most of it, not all. But for the most part, they just kind of didn't throw that side, which is probably smart because he is, he's ball hockey. You know what I mean? It's hard to get completions when he's there. So
DBU, man, if you're a DB, you come from Florida State, they don't throw your way. It go hand in hand.
or defensive lineman or linebacker. Really, if you play defense, you should be in Tallahassee, baby. All right. Dude, basketball season's like a few weeks away. We'll talk about basketball again soon. I'm excited about that. I did want to, it's not on the field related, but shout out to Brooks Koepka and his wife, Jenna. They shared some kind of tough family news a few days ago. So, let's all think good thoughts for them. He's good representative of Florida State. And, yeah, man, sad shit. So let's get to baseball. Yesterday, there were 2 nulls left in Major League Baseball playoffs. Today, there's 1. The Yankees got knocked out by the Red Sox last night. A lot was put on Luke Weaver's shoulder, and I wasn't trying to make an throwing arm reference, but a lot of it was put on his shoulders and his responsibility because the Yankees didn't have a great bullpen this year, and he, because of that, he was probably out there when he didn't always, we didn't always need him out there. The Yankees didn't always need him out there. They needed somebody better out there. So he's kind of getting a bum rap. But ultimately, he didn't have a great playoffs, and the Yankees are done for this year, or for the year. The Mariners, on the other hand, are going strong, and Big Dumper has them, I believe, a game away. A game away from the next round, the next level. They're about to win. I think they're about to win this series. Oh no, pardon me. It's tied at 2-2. I didn't realize the Tigers won last night. I didn't watch that one. So yeah, 9-3. 9-3. They lost last night. Hopefully they come back. It's down to a 3-game series, and of course we're rooting for Cam Raleigh and the Seattle Mariners. Right? We want to see Big Dumper extend his incredible year. Right, incredible year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's your Pro No Report for Thursday, October 9th, 2025.
Nice.
Yeah,
woo!
Let's go, Big Dumper. All right, let's get the other games that are on the schedule for this coming week out of the way, and there's a couple good ones, and then we'll save, obviously, like we always do. We'll save Pitt at FSU for last. Okay. We talked about Alabama. Talked about their season. We talked about their offensive line. This weekend, they have another big test. And Alabama's kind of that team, like we are in the ACC, where we get we're everybody's Super Bowl, right? They're going to Missouri, and Missouri's better than they've been in a long time, right? Mizzou's ranked 14 in the country. The last couple of years, they've been flirting with being decent, right? But I think they're legitimately a good team this year. Alabama might be a great team. So it's interesting. The spread opened at 6 points. Missouri getting 6 at home. The game's at home in Missouri. But it has moved to 3, which means a lot of people were jumping on Missouri as the home dog plus 6. You can still find it at 3.5 if you look around, actually. But at 3.5, there's no way I'm putting any money on Missouri, right? I think Alabama covers the 3.5 at 6. I can see why it would be tempting. It's a lot of points. Mizzou's a tough place to play too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mizzou's a tough place to play. Yeah. It's kind of hard because this year in particular, it's the NCAA is like the NFL. It's like any given Saturday, anybody can get it. So you can't just be like, oh yeah, Alabama's gonna come out there and steamroll them or whatever. Plus they're at home, so they're gonna have that home environment rolling with them or whatever. But this is still Alabama. They have been playing very well. And even though Mizzou has been playing great, I haven't seen Mizzou play this good since like the Michael Sam days of years.
I was going to say the same thing, dude. I was going to say the exact same thing. Ever since they had Michael Sam.
Yeah. So
they're gonna bring their A game, right?
Yeah.
They're going to be up for it.
It will be a great game to watch. And that's all we can ask for.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to bet it at 3 or 3.5. But if I do, I would bet Alabama. But I don't. But I'm definitely going to tune in. I think it's a noon. I think it's a noon kickoff too. It's an early game. SEC is not the SEC. It's not even that SEC is not as good as it used to be. It's that Big
Mhm.
Ten has gotten that much better.
Mhm.
But SEC, the talent spread out a little more, so there's a little bit more
Yeah, a lot
parity in the
more.
league. So
Mhm.
this is gonna be exciting one. Long story short, this is gonna be an exciting one to tune into.
Oh yeah.
Another one, I think it's at the same time. Ohio State, number one in the nation. They're going to be at number 17, Illinois.
Mhm.
Uh, Road game for the Buckeyes, but they are 14.5 point favorites. We saw Illinois sort of bounce back after that game against Indiana. I think Illinois is a pretty good football team. Obviously, they're going to be excited to play against Ohio State. These are all the guys that like didn't get recruited by Ohio State, right? It's that regional kind of rivalry. But
Mhm.
Ohio
Oh
State's
yeah.
probably too much of a handful for Illinois this weekend. That 14.5, though, that's a big ass number.
I know. That's why I'm like, I don't know about the 14 and a half.
Right? Like a backdoor cover. Like Ohio State's up 17 and Illinois gets a garbage time touchdown and then tries
Mhm.
the onside kick and doesn't go anywhere.
And it's always scary playing teams like Illinois because they play trench football. Like they hold on to the clock, they're running the time down, they control the game. So, and games like that, for one, the spread isn't going to be that much apart, and then two, you just never know, man. You never
Yeah.
know.
It's what happens is when you slow the game down like that, there's fewer opportunities. And therefore,
Mhm.
if anything, maybe the move here is to bet the under and assume that clock's going to keep running, and these guys are
Mhm.
going to have fewer. Both teams are going to have fewer offensive possessions than they usually do.
Yep.
It's interesting. That might be something to look into. Right there.
Mhm.
We mentioned that Illinois Indiana game a few weeks ago. Indiana has maybe the biggest game on their schedule this year. They
Mhm.
are ranked 7, which is crazy. Let's respect out goes out to their new head coach. Obviously, he's really last 2 years have been a whole new Indiana.
Oh yeah.
Signetti, right? Signetti.
Mhm.
They are going to Oregon. Oregon is
Mm.
number 3 in the nation.
Mm.
We talked about how that Alabama line moved from 6 to 3. This one opened at 14 points. Oregon was a 14-point favorite, and it's moved to 7.5. I just double checked again. Like that's just crazy to me. That's a big movement. I wonder if that is just better saw too many points and really like Indiana right now. They're hot. Everybody likes the coach. Oh, maybe they'll keep it close. And it was that much action coming in on Indiana that made the line move, or maybe there's some sort of injury for Oregon,
Mhm.
or maybe somebody's not playing. That's key, or maybe a combination of the two. But that's a big movement. It's a big movement. It's also why the best way to make money gambling on sports is to keep an eye on opening lines.
Mhm.
Right? I would have loved Indiana plus 14 in this game. Like, loved it. They're having a great
Yeah,
year.
yeah,
They're having a
yeah, yeah,
great
yeah.
year, right? They could go in there and, keep it close and get that moral victory. I could see that happening for Indiana. I'm not going to bet it at 7.5, but I would have loved it at 14. So, missed our window, basically. I think we missed our window. I think
Mhm.
if you have to bet here, or like somebody's making you bet, if you're in some sort of pool or something, you probably go with Oregon to cover the 7.5 at home. But man, I would have loved a piece of that Indiana plus 14.
Mhm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Signetti's great, man, great. I suspect he's on a path to the NFL, but if not,
Mm. At least to a bigger
yeah,
program somewhere, man. You never know.
yeah. If
Yeah.
he's not going to the NFL next, like I suspect there's going to be a really big bag offered to him from fill in the blank.
Mhm.
Penn State, maybe
Mhm.
Clemson, maybe. Right, one of these teams are gonna get him, or an SEC team.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
His trajectory is going to keep going up. He won't be in Indiana. He won't be in Bloomington more than
Oh
If
hell no.
you set the over under at 3.5 years, I would bet the under still,
Mhm.
and I think he's at 2 now. So. Yeah, so those are the 3 ranked matchups this weekend, or sorry, matchups between ranked teams this weekend.
Okay. Only other game I will add. I'm gonna once again go to that Florida bucket. Florida is at Texas and is at Texas A&M. Texas A&M is ranked number 5. Florida is unranked. This Florida team, and I know I talk a lot of shit about my Gator rivalries and shit like that or whatever, but this fucking Florida team is fucking talented, way more talented than Texas A&M. I want to say even though Florida's unranked, they're only giving them 7.5 points on them or whatever. So I think that's one to look into. I look at this Florida team and I look at last year when they played Miami. What happened? They lost to Miami. Then afterwards, the team rallied up and fucking put goddamn a cleat to the ground or whatever and handle shit last year. All they coach really got to do is keep giving Bob, that running back, give him more carries, and this could be one of the biggest fucking upsets of the weekend, man. I think I'm gonna put
get
some
an
money
extra
on
half
this one.
point.
Yeah, because
7.5 is great. 7.5 is great.
I'm saying,
then
yeah,
you win
yeah.
with that touchdown.
Right. So I'm gonna put a little
I mean,
on
just
that one,
that,
bro.
just out of curiosity, we should at least see what the money line is. You could get plus 225 if you bet Florida to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
So your 100 becomes 2.25. That's fucking nice, man.
Yeah.
Interesting. You were right last week about Florida. I'm obviously going to consider it again this week. Texas A&M scares me, man. They took a lot from that Notre Dame win. They're feeling good right now. They're feeling very good right now, and they seem to have gotten a little better every week. So I don't want to be in their way at this very moment. Maybe things change in a few weeks so they take an L or two, and you take a little wind out of their sails. So it's going to be different. But I suspect they have a big L coming. I don't know if it's this weekend though, but 7.5.
Who knows? They can steamroll them, but I just say it's something to look out for, man, because they're riding on this big high, this, that, and the other. And even though Florida beat Texas, I know Manning sucked ass or whatever, but at the end of the day, that defense played good against Miami when they played them or whatever. So Florida has a solid defense, and that can get them as long as they don't fuck themselves over on offense. They could do some damage.
And there's a motivation behind beating both of the big teams in Texas that are in the SEC.
Recruiting. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Interesting. I'm going to keep an eye on that one.
All
right. Well, let's talk about the game that matters the most to us.
Yes, sir.
Pitt coming to Tallahassee.
Mm-hmm.
This is another home game for us. We still have only been on the road once and lost. Yeah. Pitt is getting 10.5 points in Vegas, which seems like a lot. But Florida State, you got to expect a bounce back, right? You got to expect Florida State to be now or never, win now mode, whatever cliche you want to insert, right? Yeah. Like the backs against the wall, we got to salvage the season, whatever they're saying. I suspect Florida State at home this weekend, it would be dangerous for anybody. And it just so happens Pitt is next up,
Right. So, I think we're going to come out there like, last week they still got the bitter taste in their mouth. Hell, the last 2 weeks or whatever got the bitter taste in their mouth. Ain't nobody in the ACC more hungry for a W than us right now. And then not only the losses, to have close losses like that. Like I feel more positive this year because last year was just fucking depressing. Like it was by the second, third quarter, we was beat to sleep and we're on to another game, or you know what I mean? Like off washing the car, doing something or whatever. Like that's what last year was.
I think a lot of Florida State fans got an extra 5 to 8 rounds of golf in last fall than they usually do,
Right, but this year's like nail biters, man. Like even though Miami dominated the 3/4 of the game, that fourth quarter was phenomenal and had us to the edge of our seats and showing us that we can make moves and stuff or whatever. Even if they took their gas off the pedal, it was just the momentum that we built or whatever. There's even the Virginia game, there's momentum built all the way into the last play or whatever. And just to have all of that momentum building from 2 weeks and then not get a W for it, Pitt about to get the best out of us, man. So.
Yeah. I'm scared of the 10.5 though.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Pitt. Let's just focus on Pitt for a second. What should Florida State and its players, coaches, fans expect from Pitt when they show up? Like, what are they bringing with them?
I mean, the quarterback got 11 touchdowns, so that's telling me they've been throwing the ball a lot. Running back only got about 3 touchdowns, so that's running game, and I feel like our line is going to dominate them. It's kind of hard because this is not the old days where, oh yeah, we're gonna just roll over Pitt. With NIL, I'm pretty sure they got enough talent to at least make it close, but the difference is going to be the depth to bring it to the third and fourth quarter. Like, I can see it being close first and second quarter, but third, fourth quarter is when we pull away or whatever.
See, I don't see that happening this week, right? Sometimes I think that, us being bigger than them, they're going to get sick of getting tackled by the fourth quarter, and we're going to pull away, like you're saying. But I think we're going to have a big first quarter and a big first half, and we're going to come out.
Yeah, we could.
When that happens, I think we're going to be playing with a lead, right? For the second half, and I think we start running the ball a lot, and maybe we give some other guys some runs so that they don't transfer, and maybe Pitt gets a point or two late. But I don't think it's going to be. If I was going to bet this, and I don't think I will, because I don't like double-digit spreads, but I think Florida State will cover it, and I think they're going to cover it pretty handily. I'm suspecting a 14 or 21 point lead at the end of the game.
The biggest difference I see that plays into us is I don't know the dude from Miami, but number 4, that defensive end they had that was disrupting us the whole game, and
it's like a two-headed monster there. Him and Baines, right? It's scary. I forget what his name begins with an M. I forget. I know you're talking about.
But Pitt doesn't have that, and that's what Miami used to contain our quarterback. They ran a lot of contains with those DNs running to the outside, and if your DN has that speed, and then you got your linebackers there, it's hard for Castellanos to run, and then the middle stuff, so it's hard for him to go. It was like the kryptonite for our offense, but I don't see Pitt having that. So Castellanos should be able to get off like you did versus everybody else this year or whatever.
Yeah, I think you're right. This is exactly the kind of team that he feeds on.
Yep.
Right. It plays into his hand.
Yep.
And you're right. The fact that they're a pass happy offense, it plays into our defensive hand. So this is all good news. You know what I mean? This is all good news here.
Yep.
Word. All right. Well, Coach Cortez, take it.
Team, I'm still proud of y'all boys. Fourth quarter comes and I still see the best foot forward, and that's all I can ask for. I know some people may talk down on you. Yeah, you're not ranked as high as you was last week. Yeah. Florida State's the same Florida State of old. But you know what? You can prove them wrong by everything you do on the field going forward. We've had 2 losses back-to-back, 2 ACC losses back-to-back, and that hurts. I know. But you can't change the past. What you can change is what's in front of you today going forward, and that's Pittsburgh, and that's where we're going to start at. That's where we're going to start our warpath at. We have already seen more talent on our schedule than we're going to see going forward. So we're over the mountain hill. All we have to do is keep trucking forward, baby. Keep trucking forward. Defense, keep playing lights out. Offense, please keep playing the way you can play, and just run, just pass. Gus, we trust you, bro. We trust you. I know a lot of people looking at you like, I don't know, but Gus, I trust you. And this is the game to bust. Gus is about to bust on Pitt, so watch out. So, team, go out there and lay hats down, and we ain't got nothing to worry about. And that's it.
Let's go. I love when a coach dresses a coach in a team meeting. That's wild. Right. Let's go. Big game. The rest of the season's online. Let's do it. All right.
Let's do it.
So that's simple. All right. Let's wrap this up. You can email us if you think we are ever right or wrong about something. If you have any ideas for us, if you have any questions for us, if you need us for anything, we are available for bookings, whatever. Right? It is nationalshow@gmail.com. nationoleshow@gmail.com. We don't always throw that out there. So I figured I'd throw that out there. Right? The national show is live most Thursday mornings at youtube.com/@national, NATIONOLE. Please make sure you are subscribed and got the little notifications set up and all that. If you prefer it as an audio product, it is available via the Bet Your Ash podcasting network at betyourash.com or the Bet Your Ash feeds on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We have all the socials. We have all the links available both at national.com, NATIONOLE, and on Linktree. It is /National Show, NATIONOLESHOW. There you'll find all our links for social media, for where you can find the show. Also, on Linktree, you can go to /Gainstaville, GAINSTAVILLE. There you will find all the links to his social medias, plus all the links to where you can stream and download his music. You should go to all of them. You should listen to all his old albums on all the platforms and then get excited because there's a new one kind of around the corner. There's a new one coming very soon. Make sure you go on all of the different platforms, like it on all the different platforms. That is the best way to support your friends that make music. Gangsterville is a good friend to support. And speaking of support, one more time, national.com, NATIONOLE. Please go there. Please buy merch. We need your help. And I think you tell me, is that everything?
That's everything, man.
All right. Well then, go Noles.
Go Noles.
And you have just finished listening to The National Show with Gangsta, Fizil, and McGee.